Hello, AP Literature students, and welcome to AP Literature, English and Composition. And I'm just going to take a few minutes to go over the syllabus. It is a little bit different from what I'm used to because things are very much different this year. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the syllabus. We're going to talk about some of the important things, and hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a better idea of what to expect in this course. I'm not going to read everything in this document because you would be bored to tears just listening to me read. And I'm not going to insult your intelligence by reading every word to you. However, if you need to pause the video for a second and read something that I'm talking about, and then you can just pick up by pressing play again. I'm also going to upload the digital copy of this document in our course. So you can actually pull up the document if you would like to do that as well. Okay, so I have contact me at the very beginning, and I feel like this is one of the most important things that you need to know about the course, so I wanted it to be the first thing I talked about. I'm going to be available in Google Meet during class time every single day. There's actually a section a little bit further in the syllabus that will talk a little bit more in depth about Google Meet. But I'm going to be there every day. If for some reason you log in and I'm not there, just give me a little bit. I may have to go to the restroom. I may be dealing with someone on the phone or whatever. Just give me a second and I'll let you in to the course. If you need to message me to set up a one-on-one Google Meet, you can do that. But I ask you to please message me in Schoology. And one reason I want you to message me in Schoology is because I feel like it won't get lost in the shuffle as much as it would if it were an email. We get so many emails from central office, from our administrators, from other teachers through the day, and I'm worried that if you send me a message through email, I'm going to overlook it and it's going to get lost in the shuffle. If for some reason you haven't heard back from me within a day or so, message me again. Sometimes I may not be able to get to it at that very moment, but I'll at least message you back and just say, hey, I'm working on it. Let me know, if I haven't messaged you back by, and I'll give you a certain time frame and for you to message me back. But we'll try to keep that communication open. All right, so our course overview, you can read through that. I'm just going to just say briefly that this is equivalent to a college level course. So expect the workload and the level of assignments to be at that level. I will try to ease you into it a little bit. So we may start off. It won't be as intense, but you will have a lot of assignments in reading, probably more than what you're used to in a high school class. So it's very important that you keep up with that so you can keep up with your grade. The course description, this course is it's to prepare you for the AP exam, but it's also there to help you learn to critically analyze literature and composition, because that's what you're going to have to do in college on a lot of your courses. It's not just about comprehending, it's about being able to analyze it on a deeper level. All right, let's scroll down. Our course objectives, I'm not going to read all of these. You can read these specifically, but these are my objectives for the course. And really, overall, I'm wanting you to be able to read and write at a deeper level. I want you to take it away from just comprehending and identifying, and I want you to be able to argue and analyze and look at things at a deeper level. It's not that surface level that you're used to. I'm wanting you to take it to that next level of thought. And also the writing portion of it, you have to be able to write analytically. You have to be able to foster a more mature writing style. And so we're going to be working on that. And then I feel like the course goal is fairly close to the objectives, so you can read that as you, if you would like. The required fee, there's a $10 fee for AP Literature. Now, at some point, and the reason that we are still requiring the AP Literature fee is because we are going to have to purchase some licenses. We're going to have to purchase some digital books or PDF files and so forth. So that's what that $10 is going to go to. So instead of making you go out and personally buy books, we're going to do that $10 fee. If for some reason that changes, then I will let you know. But as of now, we're still doing that $10 fee to help cover any cost that we have to do as we transition to this online remote learning. All right, so the materials for this course. I mean, really, ultimately, because we're doing the remote learning, the most important thing is just to have your computer and internet access. You may want to have some headphones. That might help if it might make it easier for you to hear, or maybe your family doesn't want to hear me talking all the time, and that's fine. Get you some headphones because I don't want them to have to hear me either. And if there are some things that are typical, like a binder, paper, post-it notes, pens, pencils, highlighters, if you're the kind of person that you like to jot down some things, then go ahead and get that stuff and have it there for you. But there's really nothing, as we're online, there's really nothing that I'm going to be making you write that I plan on. So that's really just your choice. Now, if we meet back face to face, then we'll see how things go there. Reading materials, prose and poetry. So you've got prose and poetry, and if you don't know the difference between prose and poetry, pretty much you have poetry, which has rhythm, rhyme oftentimes, and then you have prose. And prose is just something that's not poetry. It's normal spoken language. So we're going to read short stories. We're going to read short excerpts from different things. We're going to read poems from both British literature and American literature. So we're going to start off the course in British literature. We're going to go through that fairly quickly. And then the second half will be American literature. All right, novels and plays. I hope to get digital copies of all the novels and plays that you guys can use, and we will see how that goes. We're still working on what is available. And you will have tests, short quizzes, you will have essays and assignments. There will be not only smaller assignments throughout each novel or play, but we will also have the major grades at the end. I have 5 novels and plays listed here. We're going to do Macbeth in 1984. Those are our two. So Macbeth is the shortest Shakespeare play, and then you have 1984 by George Orwell. We're going to read those two. Those are our British literature pieces. And then I have 3 listed for our American literature. We're going to do The Great Gatsby, A Raisin in the Sun, and To Kill a Mockingbird. Now I have those listed in order of when they were published. But we should definitely get to The Great Gatsby and A Raisin in the Sun. Hopefully we can get to Kill a Mockingbird, but I know that's something that you guys read in 9th grade. And so I really wanted to take it to a deeper level and look at it more closely. However, if we don't get to Kill a Mockingbird, that is going to be our last one on the list, and we'll just see how the course goes. Okay, attendance and Google Meet Live. So your attendance, we are not going to be face-to-face for a good portion of this course, but that doesn't mean that you can just skip out and never come to class. I'm going to check attendance based on your activity in Schoology and our Google Meet Live that we have each day. That doesn't mean that I'm going to check both of them, but if you're in our Google Meet Live and I know that you are working on things and I know that you're attending class, then, I've got that check mark. If for some reason one day you do not show up in our Google Meet, then I'm going to go to Schoology, and as the instructor of this course, I get check marks. I can see what you viewed. I can see when you logged in. I can see what you've completed. So even if you're not in that Google Meet one day, I can still see what you're doing in Schoology. Do not let the entire week go by and not log in, because I'm telling you, this course it's not something that can be done in a day. You can't do an entire week in a day. You need to pace yourself, and you need to consider the fact that this course is set up to be about an hour and a half a day. So do not let that sneak up on you. All right, so the Google Meet, I've already talked about it a little bit, but I'm going to be available each day during your class block. I'll use this time to maybe answer questions, or if I need to show you something on my screen, or if you want to share your screen and let me see what you're doing, or if you wanted to show other students. It's just a way for us to work together and for you to get some feedback and for me to help you. If you need to schedule a one-on-one, like I said, you can message me in Schoology, and we'll set up that one-on-one Google Meet. Or if it's something very simple, then you can message me in Schoology and I can just message you back and then we can be done. All right, so the grading method. Grades for this course are based on an accumulation of points that fall into two weighted categories. You're going to have 60% for tests, major essays and projects, and 40% for minor assignments. And of course, just your basic breakdown. And please keep in mind, as we go through this course, the notebook and any homework activities will be compiled as one minor grade at the end of the course. And I'm going to be very honest with you. If you're not doing the guided reading, if you're not doing the notebook assignments, you're going to struggle on those graded assignments that I give, because everything in this course builds upon something from before. So if you think that you're just going to skip all of our reading assignments and notebook assignments for the week and go to your graded assignment, I hate to tell you, it's just not going to work. Okay, major grades, you're going to have a minimum of 3 because this is an AP course. I can give you more than 3, so I would say no more than 5 per quarter. Minor grades, I would say maybe 1 a week. There's a possibility that there may be some weeks where there are more, but you're going to have at least 1 a week, maybe 2 or 3. Your notebook, I've already said this, but your notebook is mainly to assist you to complete your graded assignments. But at the end of the course, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look through your notebook and you're going to get a grade. So don't expect it to be something weekly or daily, because it's not going to happen. But if you do nothing in your notebook, or you only do half the assignments in your notebook, don't be upset when we get to the end of the course and you have a bad grade for your notebook and it pulls your grade down. I'm warning you right now, that notebook grade is going to go in the computer at the end of the course or at the end of the quarter. I'm not going to read all of this about the reading and writing assignments, but just know that the reading assignments, I'm going to tell you what to read and when to read it. It is your responsibility to get it done. And I'm going to walk you through certain portions, and I'm going to pull certain excerpts from what we're reading, and we will discuss the big theme and so forth. But ultimately, you can't do some of that stuff if you have not read what I have assigned. Your critical writing assignments, for the most part, everything that I assign for writing is going to be at a deep level. It's going to be analytical, and it's going to be beyond the surface level, what happened type stuff. Okay, so you're going to be looking at a lot of analytical writing assignments. Whenever you turn in an assignment, you need to make sure that you do it according to MLA guidelines. MLA is what we use for English courses, the humanities courses. So just make sure that you follow that MLA setup. You can pull that up in Word. You can pull up a template and go to it from there and get started. I will try to do a video before your first essay to make sure, or before your first writing assignment, to make sure you know that MLA setup. But if not, you have the internet at your disposal. Look up how to do MLA if you can't remember. All right. Online discussions. Sometimes I'm going to give you some online discussions, just a way for you guys to share ideas with one another. If I do, you're going to respond to the prompt that I give you, but then after your response, I want you to go and reply to, and I'll typically it's going to be 2 other students. Sometimes it may be just 1. And then annotated notes, this is going to be where you're just taking notes in your notebook, the online notebook that I give you. All right, so that concludes everything that I wanted to talk to you about in our syllabus. Hopefully, I've covered a majority of the questions that you might have in this course. If you have any other questions, there is actually a class discussion board. And I probably should have talked about that. I'll talk about that whenever I go over navigating our course. But if you have any questions, you can ask in there, and either I will answer or maybe another student knows and they can answer. All right, looking forward to it.